All right, back once more. Jacob Van Rokel and I on the call for here the Packer baseball against the Solano Mudcats. Bottom of the third, Packers up 2-1 ball game. Solano's ahead. And Jacob, do you want to fill us in on what's happened so far? If this is a fresh start.
So fresh start. There were 2 runs put up by the Mudcats in the top of the first, both unearned to Will Jordan, who has now gone 3 innings, as it is the second stolen base here for Anthony Savateri. He's up to now 6 on the season already. Packers scored their first run in the bottom of the second, another unearned run in this ball game, as we've had a couple errors that have cost their respective teams at least a run. That run that the Packers scored in the bottom of the second inning was thanks to an RBI single by Jake McCoy, his 7th ribby of the season. Now Will Jordan's got in the groove for the Packers. Can the bats wake up?
Yeah, that's what they're going to try to do. It's a tendency we see from the Packers, a real slow start, and then in those middle innings, they just heat up, and it doesn't seem to stop from there. So up right now for the Pack is Jonathan Kim, Michigan Wolverine. And that pitch to him will be ball number 4, and that'll be a walk. Runners on the corners now for the Pack, and the upcoming batter, Logan Sutter.
That's not the worst thing, though, for Austin Watson. It puts the inning-ending double play in order. Runner on third, 1 out. You don't want to allow that runner to score, but now you got to take on Logan Sutter, a stud at third base.
Yeah, Sutter coming off of a hot year at Purdue, led the nation in doubles at one point. I mean, he was cooking this year. And now he's heading to South Carolina. He's going to be a Gamecock.
You mentioned all the doubles. He hit 367 with 15 homers, 62 RBIs. Just one heck of a year for the Boilermaker at the time.
He's looking to continue that success here in summer ball for the Pack. Here's Watson, inside pitch. That'll be a ball. 2-0 count for Sutter. Austin Watson serves. It'll be inside for another ball. 3-0 count now. Sutter ahead. And Sutter's been up and down so far. This, season's still so early that you can't really pinpoint people, but some games he's hot, some games he's not, and it's still, again, 3 games into the season. This is game number 4. We'll have to see where it levels out as this one hit high into left field. Tracking it is the left fielder, and it drops, lost in the sun, and that'll drop for Logan Sutter, and he'll get on base as a result of an error from Wyatt Davis out in left field.
No, Ryan, I don't even know if you can blame the sun with it setting now behind the fence. I think there's about 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing out towards center field, and I think Davis just simply overran that baseball and didn't have enough time to recover. But another unearned run for the moment charged to Austin Watson.
Yeah, you talk about the wind, and now it's pretty evident that the wind is a factor out there. You can see that flagpole out in left center, and it is blowing pretty strongly to the right as that's fouled off right there by Jacob French.
So French was the guy that reached on the air to lead off last inning before scoring the first run of the game for your Pack, and now he'll try to give the Pack the lead here with a now tied 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, French got on earlier from another error out in the outfield, but that over in center field, Regala lost the ball, so some mishaps out in the outfield so far for the Mudcats. Big round of applause for the ball boys here. Jacob, were you ever ball boy?
I was not. I was a T-ball team manager, and that's about as close as I got to the field.
Wow, that is quite the position as this grounded over to second base, and they'll just get the out at second. So now 2 outs for the Packers. Cade Ladoff's coming up to the plate. So just T-ball team manager. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it was just team mom.
Well, they can go pretty hand in hand. Obviously, for me, that was not the case. But, you know, I did my fair share of running out juice box and oranges just like a team mom would.
You did this as a 5-year-old.
No, no. We'll call it summer of 2016.
Oh, still
13-year-old me.
all right. Interesting for. It's an interesting title. As this one popped up into right field, tracking its Bartram, and he'll catch that one for out number 3. We have a tie ball game now, heading into the top of the 4th, and we'll be back in a minute.
Welcome back, fans, to the top of the 4th inning here at Rec Park. It's now a tied 2-2 ball game after your pack scored one in the bottom of the 3rd to even things up. It ended up being charged an earned run to Austin Watson after previously was up in the air after a big E7 by Davis in left field. Will Jordan ready for inning 4 of work. First pitch swinging is Derek Bartram. A soft chopper over to Sabater, who throws him out by a couple steps for out number 1.
Yeah, good job by Will Jordan right there, just forcing weak contact. I mean, that's all you have to do with this strong defense behind him. I mean, he's got some great infielders, so hopefully that'll do the job for him. No errors on the Packers side.
And even back in the 1st inning, that 2 RBI double by Garcia, it was hit pretty weak down the right field line, just stayed fair. So Jordan's had his good stuff. It's a couple errors behind him that have cost him so far. Now he's set to take on the 5-hole designated hitter, Maximiliano Garcia, who did have that 2 RBI double back in the 1st inning. It's been a pretty hot start for Garcia, now 5 for 8 with 4 RBIs. But Will Jordan has now retired 8 straight Mudcats. 1-0 pitch misses in the dirt for ball 2. Packers are going to have an off day tomorrow before a non-conference matchup Friday at 6 p.m. versus the Marysville Giants, who I believe are part of the Bay Area Collegiate League, if I got that correct, Ryan.
You're right. And what are you going to do with your off day?
You know, I'm going to be in the area. No wine touring, though, for me. We'll probably just relax, watch some film, perhaps, of this beautiful live stream that we've had going on all afternoon.
Sounds like torture.
Sounds like torture? You don't like listening to yourself? Is that your favorite thing in the world to do?
I wouldn't pick this stream to listen to. Wouldn't be my choice.
2-1 up the middle, gets the plant foot of Jordan. He finds it. His throw over the first is in time. And they're going to get Garcia. What composure by Will Jordan on the mound. The 6'5 righty caught one on the cleat. He didn't look too phased. And once he located the ball, I think with the help of the catcher Ladoff, he found it and threw over to first. And now there's 2 gone.
Yeah, that's grit right there, Jacob. That's what I call that. That's a tough guy on the mound. And it looked like he just lost it. He thought it got past him or something. He was looking around after it hit him and dropped right in front of him.
Yeah, maybe looking for it to pop up in the air.
Or looking for a loose foot. Maybe he thought it popped his foot off.
No, it was hit pretty well by Garcia, so a tough break for him. Takes us now to Zach Goldenberg. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch misses low and inside. Goldenberg struck out swinging for the second of now 4 strikeout victims for Will Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, great pitcher. I mean, we saw him in that first outing that he had, and he brought the heat as well.
Backs it up with a good change there. Just below the zone, gets a swing and a miss chase from Goldenberg. So still no earned runs on the season now for Will Jordan in now 7 1/3 innings of work. Is 1-1, fouled right by our camera. The count runs to 1-2.
Yeah, now our camera is pointing upwards towards the sky, towards the gods. So now if the video actually comes back, it's just gonna be,
As if it was black.
yeah.
1-2, hit hard, and it gets over the glove of Sutter and into left field for a 2-out single. Just a 1-2 pitch that caught the lower inner third, and Zach Goldenberg did not miss.
Kind of seems like the Mudcats are. I don't know. It's like a wake up punch right here because Packers have been playing, the South Bay Storm and the California Red Tails, but this is legit competition for them. So it might be a bit of a rude awakening here for the Pack.
First offering misses in the dirt to Aiden Hall. 7-hole third baseman grounded out to Campbell to lead off the second inning. So you mentioned what our Pack just had on the schedule. As for the Mudcats, they're coming off a 21-20 win over the Concord Zephyrs. An absolutely crazy score. You think it's a college football Saturday matchup. But no, 41 runs scored, 18 walks by the pitching staff of the Mudcats. We haven't seen that so far today. They've been pretty clean in terms of balls and strikes.
Yeah, they definitely had to clean it up after that. I mean, if you're giving up double-digit runs, let alone 21, you've got big issues on your hands.
I'm sure that was a focal point for third-year coach Kyle Stafford in the break they had between that game and now here versus the Pack on this beautiful Wednesday late afternoon in Healdsburg.
Yeah, if that were me, I would make all my pitchers do 21 push-ups. Say how you like that. Can you do 21 push-ups, Jacob?
I could get you at least 21 push-ups. I'm pretty confident in that mark.
That's good. That means you can give up 21 runs.
I'd be safe. If Coach Gomes puts me on the rubber and I gave up 22, it might be a different story.
Your arms might give out.
2-2 on the way to Hall. Swinging a tapper foul that scurries over near the bullpen here at Rec Park. So Jordan went 3 2/3 in his opening outing of this season. At that mark currently, tough to see if there's any arms getting loose in the bullpen come the top of the fifth. 2-2 offering, swing and a miss. Fifth strikeout of the outing for Will Jordan. And the Mudcats leave a runner on first as the side is retired. All tied at 2s entering the bottom of the fourth. We welcome you back here to YouTube for the bottom of the fourth inning. It appears we have live action once more. We hope that stays. Maybe, Ryan, we got to have a little different memo going on. We've been recapping and then it's crashed. So maybe we say no more recaps.
Oh,
Get
it's
into
bad
the action.
mojo.
I think
I
maybe
see.
that's the thing.
You superstitious?
I am very superstitious. I'm an athlete. I mean, what athlete isn't superstitious in some way?
I don't know.
Am I speaking to one?
Michael Phelps?
Michael Phelps doesn't need superstition.
Oh, am I an athlete?
Yeah.
I used to do 1 million calf raises a day,
I see it.
divided by a million. So
I still see it.
I
Yeah.
would say I'm a bit of an athlete.
We've got a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. It's 6, 7, 8 coming up in the order for your pack. And Cade Campbell well out in front of a good breaking ball. It's Eli Blurton now on the mound replacing Austin Watson. Blurton, one appearance so far this year, pitched a clean innings of work. Coming over from the Warriors of Cal State Stanislaus, part of the CCAA conference, including my alumni, Cal State Monterey Bay. Had to throw that in there for you.
What's that mascot of your alumni?
The Otters. We might be the only. I haven't heard of another Otter.
I want to take you guys seriously. It's a weak mascot.
We're just a fun little mascot, you know? We're going to take you by surprise. And
Yep.
certainly that's what we do.
You ever heard of a prune packer?
I have.
That would mess up an otter. I know it.
What does a prune packer look like in your head?
Factory worker. Just working in a prune factory. You gonna talk about baseball?
I'm waiting. I'm
what
waiting
we're
for
here
the
for.
laughter.
Oh.
So 2-2 on Cade Campbell, who struck out swinging back in the second out in front of a breaking ball as he hammers it towards his own bullpen. A nice backhanded snag by one of the guys down there, barehanded. Hard to see the numbers with these camo unis on for the pack compared to the baby blue for the Mudcats. 2-2 pitch. Jam shot, pop up down the first baseline. Goldenberg charges over. The catcher Jones, not enough room as well. And the battle continues between Cade Campbell and Eli Blurton to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
It was a good run. Oh, we're still live. We're still going. We still got a stream. I forgot. We'll cut that out, huh? It's definitely not getting cut out.
Campbell weaves and misses through the 2-2 pitch, and Eli Blurton able to win the battle to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Jake McCoy steps up to the plate for the second time today. His first trip, he smacked an RBI single through the left side that scored Jacob French for the first of 2 runs. Healthy hack, but produces no contact as Blurton finds the outside edge. Righty's 0-1. Nearly catches the outer edge. Home plate umpire says no, it did not.
I think he's intimidated. I mean, McCoy's got some massive legs. Would you not be intimidated?
Oh, now McCoy taps this one over to third. Hall is going to have. So live stream, we have word it's back up. For those of you watching the recorded video on YouTube, thankfully you don't have to deal with any of this chaos going on live action, which is now 7:03 local time. 2 gone, nobody aboard for JC Agard. Takes a good breaking ball for strike 1. Ryan, are you seeing this movement, or is the post blocking you?
Yeah, there's the post is actually perfectly blocking Blurton, so it's kind of just guess what he's throwing. I can see the batter, so it's nothing to worry about.
Well, he goes back-to-back breaking balls to start the count to Agard, and the count's even at 1-1. JC popped up to the first baseman Goldenberg to retire the side back in the second. Good breaking ball. Front door action for strike 2 called.
Yeah, Blurton's working with some junk. I actually saw that one. I saw it break, and it looks like he's dealing some nasty stuff here to the Packer bats.
He tried the backdoor 2-seamer action there. Missed a little glove side, and the count runs even at 2-2. And Blurton is just working quick on the mound. Oh, he wanted that one. So did Jones behind home plate. Our TrackMan coverage just to my right had that one a couple inches inside the zone. So a good call by the home plate umpire. And the count runs full. Swing and a hard hit ball over to Tyler Crudo at second base. Clean field off dirt, and the side is retired. Packers go down in order. We head to the fifth, still tied 2 apiece.
Is this a nightmare? Is this nightmare? Oh, right.
2-2 count on Cooper Jones. Off-speed catches the top of the zone. Strike 3 looking on Cooper Jones. That's the third looking strikeout we've had in the last couple innings, Ryan. I mean, it looks like both Will Jordan and Brandon Mann kind of have their stuff so far.
Yeah, they're clearly just dominating early against the Mudcats. I mean, if you establish yourself early, it's only going to lead to good things in the future against these bats.
First pitch, breaking ball misses in the lefty batter's box to Tyler Crudo. Crudo flew out to right field his first time up, and he's coming off a nice play in the infield to retire to side. And I'm a firm believer that if you make a solid play in the field and you come up to bat next inning, you've got some extra juice in the bat. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I would side with you there. It's kind of like in basketball. If you make a good shot, you know, a clutch three, you're going to play better defense afterwards. But that's kind of the antithesis or the opposite, I would say, of what you just said. So but same realm. You know what I mean? Sports related.
I get what you're going at, and I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
backing me up. That feels like a rarity so far here
Yeah.
this afternoon.
It's the last time I'll back you up ever.
Well, man, so far ahead, 1-2 on Tyler Crudo. Breaking ball, just misses the zone. Crudo stands in the box at 6'1". Looked like I might have caught the belt line, but perhaps just a bit outside. And the count runs even at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Brandon Mann back-to-back Ks to open up the top of the fifth inning.
Yeah, man is dealing and dealing early.
And Tyler Crudo debunks our theory of make a nice play in the field and don't get a hit coming up the bat.
Not everyone has it in him, but I mean, he's been solid on defense, so we'll give him that.
We turn the lineup card back up top to Braden Regala, the speedy center fielder, 0 for 1 so far, with a walk, a stolen bag, and the run scored. 0-1 offering spins out of the zone to even up the count at 1-1. Decently good pace so far for the ball game, Ryan, as it's only been about an hour of game time, and here we are in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, I was saying that I think this game's gonna be quick. Oh, and I was saying I think under an hour 45.
That would be a historic pace.
I don't think historic. I think respectful and just good pace for everyone that wants to go home early and get some good din. Short for dinner, by the way.
Short for dinner. In case anyone did not know, din, short for dinner. Cut the first three letters, make a new word.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of hip, so I follow with pop culture trends.
1-2, and Braden Mann strikes out the side. One looking, two swinging, and that's a clean inning of work out of the bullpen for Brandon Mann. We head to the bottom of the fifth, still tied at 2 here at Rec Park. Hideki Prather, the Clemson Tiger, comes up to lead off the bottom of the fifth inning, still tied at 2. It was back in the first inning is where we saw the Solano Mudcats scored their only 2 runs of the game. They were both unearned to Will Jordan. Now it's Eli Blurton ready for his second inning of relief work. First pitch swinging is Prather. Soft ground ball over to Crudo, who retires him on a pitch for out number 1.
I mean, we've just seen. I mean, we're getting a lot of contact out of these pitchers, but just nothing too crazy, nothing too hard off the bat to get runners on and promote scoring. So it's a good defensive battle right now.
The only hard hit ball I can remember is that Jake McCoy RBI single into left field. Everything else, like you said, Ryan, weakly hit both to the infield and outfield. A leadoff man, Savater, comes up for the third time. The speedy lefty is 1 for 2 with 2 stolen bases and the run scored. Takes one way upstairs. Teamed up the count at 1-1. One offering up and away once more as it gets through the glove of Cooper Jones for the second straight pitch. Burton's 2-1 offering well outside, and he's missed now throwing side 3 straight pitches. Now a hitter-friendly count for Sabater, who's hoping to get aboard and then run on the base pass. He's already up to 6 stolen bases on the season, and he's going to have a chance to do some more damage.
Yeah, he's dangerous out there. I mean, he's a smaller guy, but just quick. He's an explosive guy in the base path and reminds me a lot of my younger self.
Oh, does he? Jonathan Kim steps up for the 3rd time this afternoon. Center fielder 0 for 1 with a walk. Takes a pitch that just misses the zone for ball 1. Despite the forward-looking strikeouts by Packer pitching, it feels like the zone has been pretty hitter-friendly so far as Jones throws down to second as there was a deep stolen base by Sabater. Now the home plate umpire is going to say that pitch caught Jonathan Kim. Maybe caught his jersey. Didn't look like Kim was really arguing, but
didn't look like much, that's for sure. But if you're Jonathan Kim, I mean, you're going to take that 10 times out of 10. It's a free bag in a close game, so why not take it?
And especially the man coming up to bat, Logan Sutter, guy that can change the course of this game with one swing of the bat. 0 for 2 so far. I think he's due for a hit. You know, he came into this 5 for 15. That's 1 for 3 basically. So here he is.
Yeah, that was a good division right there, actually. That was really impressive. Yeah, he's due up for a hit. And back to that Kim hit by pitch. You know, it never pays to be honest. So even if it didn't hit him, why not lie?
Sutter, a weak ground ball over to second. Going to be hard to get the lead ran. Sutter just going to get Sutter out at first base. As Sabater heads over to third, Kim to second, but now 2 gone in the inning.
Yeah, Sutter now 5 for 16. A little bit harder to break down into a whole fraction, but I'm sure Jacob could crunch it out for us.
I could if I wanted to, but I do not. So instead, we'll just talk about Jacob French. Was the conference freshman of the year when he played at SF State with the Gators, part of the CCAA conference, and now he is one of the better bats on the Cal Berkeley squad. He had a team high 390 this season, 4 home runs, 36 RBIs. Did you know French can do a little pitching on the mound too?
I heard that, but people were also telling me that you guys share the same name.
You know, that's an interesting fact. I don't know how you piece that together, Ryan, but yes, we do. The two Jacobs, Jacob squared. I'm sure we're going to have a really cool nickname by the end of this year.
Probably not. He will probably avoid you and hang out with me more.
So the count, even at 1-1. That one tapped to the backstop for strike 2 in the count. Jacob French has reached twice, but he's 0 for 2. Reached on an error by Regala in center field in the second inning, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Burton looking for a big put-away pitch here. 2 on, 2 out. Misses down and inside. Count runs even at 2-2. A good block there by Cooper Jones to hold Sabater at third. So, folks who are still tuning into the live stream aspect, we appreciate you holding on as we go in and out of our coverage and is just cut back out. So, folks that are watching the recorded version, we apologize for all this confusion. And the count has now run full on Jacob French. First base is unoccupied. Cade Ladoff stands on deck for the Packers. The catcher with his leg pads on, upper body ready to swing away. The pitch to French. Upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded here in the 5th.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Walks killing the Mudcats in a win, but in a 22-21 win. So you don't want to see walks start to play a role if you're the Mudcats.
I don't know how many games you're going to win with 18 walks. That's got to be one of a very few amounts.
Yeah.
This is only the 3rd walk, though, in the bottom of the 5th, but 2 have come in this inning. Bases are loaded for Ladoff. Swings at the first pitch, and it backspins behind home plate and out of play. Laid off 0 for 2 in the ballgame with a ground out and a fly out. Big spot here. Trying to break this tie. We've been tied at 2 apiece since the bottom of the third inning. A 1 offering up and inside as Burton is really trusting that breaking ball. It started off the inning and last inning as well with some success, but a little wild here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Yeah, losing that command a little bit. I mean, he's still in it. You can't let those walks shake him up.
Tries to go to the front door breaking ball again. Similar spot, up and in tight, says the home plate umpire. Good count here for leadoff. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Burton with the shades on, comes set on the mound. His 2-2, swinging a weakly hit foul ball towards the Pack dugout. Last time we had this long battle and ended up in a strikeout on Cade Campbell last inning for Eli Blurton. The Mudcats are hoping for similar success. The Pack hoping for a 2-strike hit here for leadoff. Upstairs, ball 3. Nowhere to put him, Ryan.
Hey, I mean, this is the moment right here. If you're laid off, you get to be clutch, especially at this point in the game. You could take a lot of momentum here away from the Mudcats and just build on that in the next couple innings.
The payoff pitch. Swinging a line drive, fair down the third baseline, past the diving hole, all the way to the fence. 2 runs are in. Here comes Jacob French. The throw is not going to make it, and French scores standing on a bases clearing 2-out double by Cade Ladoff. And you can hear it. That gets the fans going, Ryan. It has been quiet here at Red Park. That certainly changed the story.
Yeah, fans are loving that. I mean, after such a quiet couple innings, Ladoff delivers when they need him most, and 3 RBIs on that double. It's just impressive. He had 2 the other night on multiple hits, so 3 and 1 is great.
He's now at second in a 5-2 Packer lead. First pitch misses away to Cade Campbell. That's exactly what Healdsburg needed in this first PEL game of the season, trying to defend their title last year where they went 22-5 in conference play before hoisting the trophy in late July to early August. This Mudcat squad finished 10-15 in conference play, which put them in 5th, only ahead of the West Coast Kings. 1-1, hit weakly into right field. Bartram got a late beat, and this is going to fall in shallow right center. In comes Ladoff on another 2-out RBI hit by the Packers.
Sensing a domino effect right here. I mean, after that Ladoff hit, that momentum, it's starting to turn. It's a real thing.
That's 3 straight Packers to reach with 2 outs. It started with the French walk, a Ladoff double, and now the Campbell single, and a 6-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jake McCoy had the first RBI of the game, and he'll bat for the 3rd time. First pitch swinging, ground ball over the Hall at 3rd. He goes the short way to 2nd, and the side is finally retired, but not before 8 Packers come up to the plate. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, and they'll take a 6-2 lead heading into the 6th. We welcome you back here to Rec Park for the top of the sixth inning. Your Packers on top 6-2 after an impressive 4-run fifth inning. Sayer, Davis, Bartram coming up for the visitors in baby blue tops and gray bottoms. Brandon Mann ready for his second inning of work. The first pitch is in there to Sayer for strike one. And Ryan, we saw Brandon Mann strike out this side in quick work last inning.
Yeah, I mean, he came out to work and he meant business when he was out there on the mound. And if he keeps doing that, Packers are going to put away this game quickly, maybe under an hour 45.
You're still holding on to that line, aren't you?
I'm trying to make money.
Well, that 0-1, I'm not sure where it missed, but the count now runs even at a ball and a strike. Now a 1-2 count.
I'm realizing now there's only 20 minutes left if they want to finish in an hour 45. Maybe that was a poor bet on my end.
Did we ever shake on it?
I never shake on bets because then you can pull out of them last minute.
1-2 is a called strike three. Boy, maybe a makeup call there by the home plate umpire. Sayer with some words as he walks back to the dugout. 4 batters, 4 Ks, not too bad for Mann.
Not too shabby. I mean, again, we're talking about this guy showing up for business. He's the boss right now. He's not just a worker, he's a boss.
And his 2 1/3 innings of work, first to South Bay Storm in the opener, just 1 strikeout, 2 walks. So very nice to see him with that efficiency and domination on the mound as he throws a first pitch strike to Wyatt Davis. Davis reached on in there and scored in the first inning and then struck out looking in the third. 0-1, hit outside, and the count runs even.
Yeah, Will Jordan also had 4 strikeouts in his day of work, but Brandon Mann right now putting up a strong performance.
1-1 elevated to shallow left field. In comes Jacob French, but he's caught off by Campbell to shortstop for out number 2.
We've been talking about it all day. Weak contact. And that's pretty much all we've seen. These pitchers are doing such a great job at putting it in the zone, but at the same time inducing that weak contact and forcing their defense to play behind them.
I've been checking out the TrackMan on our right, and while it's been in the zone, they've just been painted on the borders and the corners. So that's just a pitcher's dream come true. 2 gone for Derek Bartram, and he takes a called strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. The 0-1 from Mann. Soft ground ball over to Campbell at shortstop. Plenty of time to set his feet and fire across to retire to side. 1-2-3 for the 5th consecutive inning. Go the Mudcats. It's a 6-2 advantage for your Pack. New pitcher on the mound for the Mudcats. It is going to be the 6-foot Calvin Johnson, weighing in 185 pounds, a right-hander from Diablo Valley College, ready to take on Agard, Prather, and Savater. The scheduled 3 for your pack. We're now on top 6-2. First pitch from the Submariner is yanked foul down the left field line.
Do you know the legendary football player Calvin Johnson?
You know, I have heard of a guy named Megatron. I've heard of a guy named Megamind as well. Hugo over here to our left, the genius behind the scenes. Today, you've heard Hugo on the mic to start the season. Megatron was a pretty good player. I wish I played fantasy football back in his days.
Oh, I mean that's almost a free win if you get him in your league.
Agard behind 0-2. Pitch from Johnson, a disgusting breaking ball that Agard's able to foul to the visiting dugout. Johnson's 0-2 to the plate. Yanked foul once more as that one hooks over towards your pack dugout. Johnson, one appearance so far on the season versus the Zephyrs in their 13-2 victory. 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Found the zone every pitch so far. Here's another 0-2. This one in the air towards left field. Davis going over, shy of the fence, and this one is hooked foul, we believe. No signal from the umpire crew, at least to my knowledge. But Davis ended up about 20 feet left of the line.
Yeah, out towards that lone guy that sits out there every game out on the curb.
Hoping to get some souvenirs, maybe save a car as well. We appreciate his efforts if he's there to help out the general public from flying white balls.
I think he's an elder man, but if he's doing that, good for him.
Another 0-2 and another foul ball. How about this battle by J.C. Agard?
Yeah, it's a good job just fighting in there and just getting contact, putting the bat on the ball to stay alive.
And he's really the guinea pig for this submarine Calvin Johnson. He'll definitely have some words with Hideki Prather on deck about his release point and movement. 0-2, and he finally puts down Agard. Calvin Johnson never went away from that disgusting breaking ball, and he strikes out the first batter he sees.
Yeah, great work out there by Johnson. I mean, such a funky release that it's going to take these guys maybe a couple visits to the plate to get a feel for him.
Prather swings at the first pitch, fly ball right center field. Regala giving chase. He's just shy of the wall, and he makes the grab in front of the track for out number 2.
I guess unless you're Hideki, he just got a hold of that first pitch, so he puts my hypothesis to bed.
It was a 66-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And when a pitch is coming in that slow, you got to produce so much power as a batter to get it out of here, especially going the opposite way. So Prather retired. Now 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Savater due up for the 4th time. Takes one that actually moves the other way for strike 1. So it looks like Johnson has 2 pitches, one that he throws to righties, one that he's going to throw to lefties.
Hey, it gives him just less pitches to focus on. If you master 2 pitches, you're gold.
Well, he throws the pitch to the righty to the lefty, and Savater rips it in the right field for a base hit. He's aboard now for the 3rd time. 2 singles and the walk for Antonelli.
Yeah, Antonelli's had a good game today. I mean, not just at the plate, but on the base path. He's been a presence, and he's been in the back of the mind of the Mudcats.
And now we'll see how Johnson handles. We have that slower pitch to the plate. Does that affect what he goes with the speedy Savater now aboard? And Jonathan Kim up for the 4th time this afternoon. Kim 0 for 1. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, and scored a run so far for the pack. Second baseman Crudo with his heels in the outfield grass. 0-1 spins out of the zone to even up the count. This almost feels like a Wii Sports kind of moment. You ever play as a submarine pitcher in Wii Sports baseball?
Yeah, I went against the great Matt, if you know who that is.
That's a tough player all around the board.
Yeah, I was a big Wii Sports guy, big into boxing.
Also faced Matt then. He was the big dog in boxing. Over to second goes Hall, the short way to retire. Decide we'll have to wait for our Matt adventures come the top of the seventh with your pack on top, 6-2.
On Saturday, the Stockton Pearls arrive, and on Sunday, game at noon, the Marauders come to town. Giants, then the Pearls, then the Marauders. A great weekend.
All right, back here in Healdsburg, California. We've got a 6-2 ball game. Packers are up. It's Ryan Moffitt here with my partner Jacob Van Rokel, and Jacob's been holding it down for the last couple innings. I mean, he's been doing it without a camera, so he's a pure radio guy. He's good at it.
Open to offers as well.
Oh yeah, check out his LinkedIn, Jacob Johnson. I don't know your last name that well.
You've said it, Van Rokel.
Oh really?
Put it out there.
I thought that was like witness protection or something. Can't be real.
One of those fake Dutch names that everyone has.
Yeah, my cousin, he picked up one of those when he was just going MIA. But that's a different story. We'll leave that for another broadcast because we've got to talk about Chase Wagner, a guy that's in for the Packers now. ASU product. You know what that is? That's a Sun Devil. It's a good mascot.
Do you know something about that? You know something about the Sun Devils?
I attend school there. That's about it. So, Chase and I are tied at the hip. Here's his pitch. Ooh, he's pumping Ched. We'll get numbers on that in a second. What's he throwing, Jacob?
86, but that was a 3-0. He's just trying to find his zone there.
That was a loud 86. I'm not going to lie. And he's going to miss inside there to Maximiliano Garcia. What a fun name. So Maximiliano will be at first now. I'm going to fit that in as many times as I can.
Well, you'll have some more time because out comes Coach Gomes. 5 pitches into the outing for Chase Wagner. Some non-competitive pitches for sure for Wagner. You mentioned he went to ASU or still goes there. Local kid from Scottsdale.
Notre Dame prep.
He's got to appreciate this only 80-degree summer that we're having so far in Healdsburg compared to the 110.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think Coach Gomes is saying out there? What would you tell your pitcher, early on in his start?
Well, Wagner's already had 2 appearances, so clearly he's got the trust, he's got the talent, and I think Coach Gomes is just reminding him, hey, kid, you're here for a reason. Throw strikes, force the contact, because they haven't hit many balls that hard. So force right now Zach Goldenberg to put something in play, trust your defense to turn 2, and let's get out of this thing.
But what if Chase Wagner says, hey, don't call me kid?
I think Coach Gomes has that kind of respect.
All right, fair. This hit hard out into center, tracking it back at the wall, and he's got it. Warning track power right there. I mean, a great hustle play by Jonathan Kim to track that down all the way back to the wall.
Right as I say, throw strikes and get the weak contact. Out comes the barrel of Zach Goldenberg.
That was powerful contact. Now up to bat, Aiden Hall for the Mudcats. Still got Maximiliano Garcia on first. Pitch misses, and Maximiliano is still on first. You like that? No?
I do like it. I had a Maximiliano back in my day, so I can appreciate it. It's a fun name to say. I get it.
You think he just goes by Max because of people like me?
You might have to now.
Yeah, he's going to legally change his name.
If any of the Garcias are watching,
I'm sorry.
we apologize.
This is my formal apology. Chase Wagner delivers, and that's fouled back right at our camera. Not the one our MVP Hugo Traverso's holding. He's running the great setup back here. Holding the fort down for us. One of the steadiest cameramen I've ever seen. Wagner misses outside there. So now 2-1 count here in the top of the seventh.
Bump it up to 3-1 there. A little late scoreboard.
All right, well, that's why you don't rely on the scoreboard. That's why you get a good broadcaster that follows the game. That fouled off over towards API Hot Chicken. They're here tonight, providing food to all the fans. Them and Kona Ice.
That's enough of the sponsors, Ryan.
Well, we're off air, so I can say whatever I want. Whatever. No. I guess we'll keep going. Here's the pitch. And that's down low in the dirt, kicking up the dust as Mudcats now have runners on first and second. Maximiliano on second, of course, advancing. So now Cooper Jones facing Chase Wagner for the first time. I don't know about you, but every time I say Chase Wagner, I have this deep gut feeling that I have to say Wagner as that pitch hits Cooper Jones right there, and that's going to be bases loaded as we see Coach Gomes taking a strut out to the mound to talk to Chase Wagner.
Looks like we got a righty coming in. It looked like Gomes quickly signaled to the pen, and he's ready to take the ball. So tough there for Wagner. Just able to get one out of work, and the bases juiced.
Welcome back. Is this live? Yes, this is live. All right. I mean, it's hard to keep track now. So we are back live in Healdsburg here, streaming the Prune Packer game for you. Jacob Van Rokel and I doing our best, giving you the stats, giving you the facts.
Giving the people what they want, They're here to watch some baseball. We're here to provide a little additional information.
Maybe you.
We're hoping that the new pitcher on the mound here can find the zone. It was tough there for Chase Wagner. Saw 4 batters, hit 1, walked 2, and the bases are loaded here with the 9-hole Tyler Crudo patiently waiting in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, I mean, people might watch your stream and go, wow, I really just learned something. But when people watch my stream, it's kind of like, wow, I'm leaving here with less information in my brain. I feel like it was just extracted from me. And that's kind of the effect I have on people. Would you agree with that?
So far my brain is at a decent capacity here on day one with you, Ryan. But maybe Logan Addison can give you some hard-hitting information and his relief outing that maybe he wasn't ready for here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was A quick outing for Chase Wagner. Coach Gomes didn't want to let things get out of hand, I guess, with Wagner in there and maybe not finding his command early enough.
Tying run now at the plate, too. 6-2 ball game. Tyler Crudo could tie this game with one swing of the bat. Crudo more of a contact hitter here for the Mudcats, as he did with the Seawolves of Sonoma State as well. Crudo, he hit 282 with the Seawolves, but just 4 RBIs and no long balls. So perhaps there is a lone positive here with the bases loaded for your pack.
My pack. They're your pack.
Our pack.
I don't want them. No, yeah. I remain biased. I'm a biased guy. No, sorry. Unbiased. I just said the complete opposite of
The
what I was
truth
trying to
came
say.
out. The truth came
Yeah,
out.
dang it. Everyone knows. Yeah, I report it as it is. So now Logan Addison getting ready to face his first Mudcat of the year. You a big catfish guy? You like eating catfish?
Never tried. Not really
You're
interested.
missing out.
I'm interested.
You should be. It's good fish. I mean, they eat kind of nasty. They'll eat anything, but I mean, when you're eating them, taste good. I'll make some. Bring it on Friday. As this hit over the head of the second baseman into center field. We've got runners coming home. 2 are going to score now for the Mudcats. And it's a 2-run lead now for the Packers. 6-4.
Logan Addison probably did what he was told to find the zone there after all the walks and free passes. And credit Tyler Crudo. He was ready for a strike and drilled it the other way for a 2 RBI single. We saw Addison. You were there, Ryan. First game of the year. Didn't get an out. 5 earned runs. And then worked back a couple days later with a scoreless frame. But maybe we're going back to that opening day versus South Bay Storm. Still early in his relief outing, of course.
Yeah, we'll see. Like you said, I mean, he was probably told to just find the zone and throw strikes because that's just what the Packers need right now, a guy that can throw strikes and have his defense back him up. I mean, this is an all-star defense behind him, so why not throw strikes? Is that fouled off over towards the bullpen, maybe waking those guys up. No more hacky sack.
Yeah, the shade now covering the bullpen area, so maybe some yawns going on as we get closer to 8 p.m. here in Healdsburg.
I mean, I've been yawning since about 3 o'clock here.
I'll bring you a monster next time. You a monster guy?
I don't drink.
Nothing goes in.
Nothing comes out. That swinging strike right there for Regala. You drink Monster?
I do.
It's unhealthy.
I was very sad when Ultra Rosa was discontinued.
I don't even know what that is. It's just nonsense coming out of your mouth. I can't even understand that. That's another language.
You make me some catfish, I'll bring you a monster. Call it even.
That is not even at all. As a throw down to third is not in time. So a stolen base there, or 2 stolen bases, runners on second and third. Yeah, catfish for a monster. That's so not fair.
Yeah, I'm not winning that deal, am I?
Catfish is great, man. We were talking about it earlier. You should go down south and try it. Speechless. As that pitch misses the zone outside. Count goes full. Addison working with runners in scoring position. There's the pitch and a looking strike 3. Addison dealing to these Mudcats.
It's the 4th looking strikeout we've had go against the Mudcats. That pitch, you know, we'll call it close to the bottom of the zone. Might have missed according to TrackMan, but this is a human game on the field.
And speaking of human game, I got to ask you, how do you feel? You think the MLB should switch to robot umpires?
Well, as a 21-year-old, I might have a different answer than some people that have been watching for some time. I'm all for it. I'm all for getting calls right, especially in big moments. It's worked pretty well at the AAA level in some other leagues. But the MLB, I don't know if they're ready for that change with all the history they've had. But I'm down to see some change.
You're the reason people hate our generation. Answering that way.
I'll take
People
hate
hate
all
robots.
the credit.
People hate robots, man. All right, that's valid. I mean, you got to get it right. Simple as that.
Or at least have some accountability when you're wrong.
No. I'm someone that never takes accountability. It's horrible. just keep riding it out so you have to, avoid everything. It's my motto. Write that down, all right? Remember
I'll
that.
put it on a shirt.
Good. I'm sure you'll sell a lot. Pitch for Madison. Breaking in there. He's got some junk going on. And two batter for the Mudcats, Mason Sayer, working in the box. He's got runners on second and third still. He drives both of them in. We've got a tie game. That pitch right there, low for a ball. 2-2 count.
That was the exact same height as that Regala ring up we had on the last batter. So maybe Robot Umps would have been good there.
Maybe you're going to win people over now. And another ball. We've got a full count now for Sayer. Sayer looking to turn the tide here for the Mudcats. Pitch for Madison, hit out into right center, and that's going to get the job done as Sayer is going to get a double out of it and drive two ribbies in for the Mudcats. 6-6 ball game now.
That's a pitch that we've seen a lot of breaking balls from Addison. He turned up the gas, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but he just left it middle. And Mason Sayer did not miss on the opportunity, and we have got a brand new ball game here in the top of the seventh. So the work by Braden Mann to keep your pack in the lead is now wasted.
A great effort by Sutter right there, backhanding it and throwing it to first, but not in time. So still 6-6 ball game, corner situation. 2 outs for Logan Addison.
We've got the 9th batter of the inning coming up as well here with Derek Bartram.
The pitch from Addison, inside. Check swing there. So that'll be a ball. Here's the pitch. And that'll find the zone there for a strike.
I don't know if Bartram is going to see a better pitch to hit, really, all game long.
Yeah,
that was a
fun.
middle 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Got away with it there for Addison.
Yeah, they've been hitting those. I mean, that right center gap has just been their money spot all day on those pitches.
They've been peppering that grass in right center.
It's a good verb.
Peppering?
Yeah.
A little spice on it.
If that's spicy, we've got issues.
A little spice. Sure, API Hot Chicken's got more spice.
Hey, no free promos, but it does smell pretty good from up here.
Another full count here, Ryan. I mean, we've seen Addison get ahead in the count. Finishing it, most certainly the more important aspect. Got to put this inning away.
Looking to put it away right here, and that all fouled off the knob of the bat, maybe.
Who almost got hit there, Ryan?
A young child. Maximiliano Garcia, I think. And then I think it ricocheted and almost hit a young child. That's why I was confused. But yeah, Maximiliano Garcia, in case you didn't hear that. He almost got hit. And there's the strike right there. Addison gets out of the inning, but the Mudcats do some damage. We're knotted up at 6 as we head to the bottom of the inning when the Packers will look to respond. We'll be back in a minute.
She said she'd rather go to the ball game, so Cece, would you tell us, sing us, and recreate that moment? I just realized when you said, like,
All right, back in the bottom of the 7th. We've got a tie ball game, 6-6. Packers looking to take that lead back, and there's no one better to do it than the leadoff man, Logan Sutter. Sutter watches the first pitch go by for strike number 1.
We've got Mateo Santos on the mound as well, replacing Calvin Johnson, the submarine pitcher who struck out 1 in his outing in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, the Mudcats going, this is their 4th pitcher now of the game. So they're just looking to shake things up, keep the Packers, a little unsteady, and give them a new look here in the bottom of the 7th. As another strike against Logan Sutter gets called.
So we've seen the Pack put up a 4 slot in the bottom of the 5th, and then we saw 4 runs come across in the top half of this inning. And that's how we're tied here at 6.
Sutter gets a hold of this one out towards center field. Camping under it is Regala, and that's a can of corn for him. So 1 out now. 1 batter faced for Santos and 1 down.
Santos on the shorter side, 5'8", 185. Going to be a junior. Undecided, though, where he's going to take his talents come August or September of this year. So good chance here in summer ball for Santos to impress some and find a new home.
First pitch to Jacob French, missing the zone. French has that it factor, that, just potential, just up there in the plate. You feel it.
You ready for a chain? Home run chain to come on here?
I don't even know what that is. No, I am ready for a home run chain.
This guy, he plays too much.
Jacob French? No, he plays a good amount, actually, yeah. So here's Santos' pitch to French. He's going to hold back on a swing there as it gets called for a ball.
Tie game, do you give French the green light here on a 3-0 if he sees one?
Swing at everything. Well, I don't. This is why I'm not a baseball coach also. As that's a strike right there. I mean, what would you say, Jacob? You've got the same name as the guy.
Yeah, so same mind, basically. I mean, if I'm Jacob French, I'm hoping I'm getting the you see it, you like it mentality.
Sees that and he likes it. Hits it down the third base line, and he's rounding first, heading to second. He's on his wheels. He was moving right there. And that's a stand-up double for Jacob French.
That is what the Pack needed. With one gone here in the seventh, French aboard now for the third time, his first hit of the ball game, sixth of the early season here in summer ball.
Yeah, great job by him getting in scoring position for Cade Ladoff now coming up. Especially early in the inning. I mean, still one out, so Packers have room to work. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball number 1.
Ladoff coming off that impressive swing back in the fifth inning. It was a long battle between he and Eli Blurton. Resulted in a couple RBI double. I love that here again.
That would be big for the Pack, especially with French over on second. As this gets around it quickly, but that's going to go foul. I mean, you got a hold on that thing right there. It's hot off the bat.
I would love to see just how fast that came off the barrel. Absolutely ripped, but foul.
Ladoff dealing with the 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And he'll let that go by for a ball down low.
He's got his Berkeley teammate standing on second base.
The pitch to Ladoff. Swung on. Driven out deep into left field. Chasing it is the fielder, and that's going to go over the fence, but foul. Sorry, that was a little misleading. We're out here blocking the sun. I mean, Jacob's got sunglasses on here, but I'm just blocking it with my hand.
You're doing the best you can.
I come really unprepared. I don't like bringing glasses, I guess. Squinting it is for me.
What have you been doing on these other 6 p.m. ball games?
Squint.
Squinting.
Yeah, squint.
Squint and hope. Put it on a shirt.
One of my nicknames, Squint and Hope. So after the powerful foul ball, here's another pitch to Ladoff that's high and inside. Full count now for Ladoff. Santos taking his time on the mound. He's really pacing it out. And maybe he had a reason. He gets Ladoff to go down swinging.
Yeah, I mean, there's no pitch clock out here at Rec Park, and Ladoff had to be forced to just stay set in the batter's box, and Mateo Santos just kind of stared him down, waited for his moment, and he executed.
That's a big dog move right there, just staring a batter down and then punching one in. So now the other Cade Campbell up to bat. And Santos delivers. Another big swing from a Packer bat that whiffs. But yeah, Santos really drawing out this game. Probably going over an hour 45.
We may have already clipped that.
Oh, should have let me know. Could have pulled out of the bet.
Too late.
Santos really inside there.
How many times for Berkeley do you think Campbell brought home French? I don't know the answer, but 2 Bears here.
Asking a question like that, you should know the answer.
I was hoping you
set
did.
Me up for failure. I do know. Tomorrow. I don't know, maybe like 10 times.
39 RBIs for Campbell at Berkeley.
All right, 38 times.
38 times. French scored on all of them, even on the 4 home runs by Campbell.
I guess that math doesn't add up. Santos just standing there. And he's going to hit Campbell. So Campbell gets a free trip to first base. And now runners on first and second for the Pack. 2 outs as Jake McCoy comes up to the plate.
I think on that last at bat, Cade Campbell could have got hit by 3 separate pitches. He was backing inside, or at least away from the plate on a handful of those. And finally, he just said, I'm not moving anymore.
It's a good trait to have, you know, stand your ground and be a good batter in there and just take one for the team. So now Jake McCoy up for the Pack. He's going to take a big swing at the first pitch there, down low. He's missing big time.
McCoy, he got the scoring started for us back in the second inning, now trying to break the tie.
McCoy chops that one down the third base line, and Aiden Hall's going to tag his bag for the third out of the inning. And now we're heading to the top of the 8th, still tied 6-6 here in Healdsburg. We'll be back in a few moments. Riding like the wind into his appearance is Tucker Bougie. A bad man. I mean, if you're warming up to Yacht Rock, you've got something to you. You've gotta punch, you know? You've gotta throw some mean strikes if you're warming up to Christopher Cross. And some defensive switch ups here for the Packers. You want to take us through it, Jacob?
Well, I would love to, Ryan, as we try to see the jersey numbers on these or the numbers on the camo. It's a little tough out here.
Yeah, as that's popped out to center field, and I didn't even realize they were wearing jerseys today. It's a camo joke, you know? You get it?
They just
get it?
half a body out there, huh?
Yep. You wear camouflage a lot?
Not a camo guy. I wish I could rock it. I've seen you rock it before. First time I met you, you were rocking
I was in a full ghillie suit, if you know what that is.
Who were you hiding from?
The cops.
Figured.
No, I just like playing extreme hide and seek. So I wear camo every day of my life, except today.
Is it like sophomore assassin at ASU still going on or something like that?
I don't even know what that means.
Senior assassin?
Oh, assassin. No, it's just for the fun of it. Man, you're pulling up some stuff that I don't even know.
And you're the younger guy. I thought you'd be all hip. Remember you with your din and dinner? I thought you had it going.
Hey, man, I'm an old soul. That's what old people tell me when I hold the door for them. Is that right? There's a strikeout from Mr. Tucker Bougie.
I'm liking the start so far here for Tuck. 2 up, 2 down, and that's what the Packers needed after facing 9 batters last inning, giving up 4 runs. Coach Gomes and his squad, they could really use a 1-2-3 here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely just to keep this game knotted up and give their batters another chance to get some hits in while not feeling pressured about being down. Bougie putting in that work, and there's a strike right there against Aiden Hall.
That's a pitch that starts at his front hip and still catches his own. Hard to swing at as a batter.
Yeah, throws you off, and some more junk right there from Bougie, but misses the zone, low and outside there.
Well, it did catch the zone, says Trackman.
Well, I mean, your robot says it did. Maybe I am a robot. I caught that. As this grounded over to short, Campbell fires, and he gets it there in time. So now, Packers 3 up, 3 down. Mr. Bougie on the mound, and they're heading to the bottom of the 8th here in Healdsburg. All right, it is the bottom of the 8th, and got a new Packer bat in the game. University of Southern California Trojan Maximo Martinez, a fan favorite here. Well, I guess one fan in particular, Hugo Traverso. big fan of his Trojans. Any Trojan on this team, which Maximo is the only one, as he came out ready to swing. That fouled hard down the third base line.
Are you okay that his name is not Maximiliano? Are you okay with that?
I would prefer it be longer, but Maximo is just as cool. I have to say that.
He's making his first swing of the season here for the Pack.
Yeah, so, it's kind of funny. Guys just kind of trickle in. They report slowly back to the Packers, and the team's going to keep growing over the next, week or two until it's finally filled out and everybody's reported in, ready to play ball. It's Maximo Martinez fouls that one backwards.
We had at least some of our Oregon boys come back, one of them being Tanner Bradley. I know he reported he was out in the bullpen pregame. Spoke with him briefly. So it's good to have the Ducks back. We've got the Trojans back, and the Pack is back.
Here's the pitch to Martinez down in the dirt. Here's the pitch. Martinez lays off. Too high for him and too high for the umpire. So that's going to be a ball. Full count now for Martinez. Martinez watches that go by for ball number 4. He's heading over to first. A good quality first at bat with the Pack.
Certainly good way to start out his summer ball. And that's only the second time that the Pack have had their leadoff man aboard in an inning. The only other time was Jacob French reaching on an error. So really the only time the Pack have earned themselves a leadoff man aboard. And we've seen leadoff walks come back to haunt Healdsburg. Hopefully he can do the same here for Solano.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it's just been a struggle to get anything on the board for the Packers in the last couple innings. As this catcher's looking for it, finds it down in the dirt. The pitch to Prather, swung on, hit over towards the shortstop, flips it to second, and the double play completed right there. So 2 outs now for the Packers. I mean, a tough break right there.
Yeah, Prather didn't get all of that one, a bit on top of the pitch downstairs. Good action by Bobby Bangs on that pitch. He's now in the game for the Mudcats. So yeah, leadoff walk. It's really good for nothing right now.
I mean, what a baseball name, Bobby Bangs.
You'd think if you're a batter, it'd be a little bit better. As a pitcher, you don't want
Yeah.
to give up too many bangs.
I guess so, yeah. He needs to go to his calling, hitting the ball. But right now he's facing someone that bangs as well. Antonelli Savitere. That inside and low for a ball.
This is a good time for the Pack. First game of the conference play. Their first 3 wins have been a combined 43-9. So this is going to really show us what does this team have. We know the roster is loaded, but can they get these crucial moments late in games and in a tie game nonetheless?
Yeah, they need their guys to step up here more than ever.
Pitch into a T-Rex there on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Got a little wild, got a little funky. Sorry, is that too funky for you?
Appropriate for that pitch.
Yeah, funky, yeah. Just thought I would show off the pipes a little. How much do you warm up vocally for these games?
Well, I had a long drive. I was singing for about 3.5 hours on my way here. So
Really? What were you singing?
Well, we've talked about it, when we're off air, but here we are, everyone. Big Rihanna fans. So
Tell
there was some
everyone.
Rihanna, some Kanye going on the way here.
And we just lost any fan that we had.
All the sponsorships now gone.
Yeah. Well, you must be one great singer to sing along with Rihanna.
I think I can hit some of the notes. It will not be expressed here.
Well, it's okay. Leave it up to me. But can we please talk about baseball, Jacob? It's a 2-2 count here for Salvatore. And, well, it was a 3-2 count. It was a full count, Jacob. Thanks for letting me know. That was ball number 4. So Salvatore over at first now.
He's on first for the 4th time at that, too. 2 walks, 2 singles. Have a day, Salvatore.
Yeah, not bad. And he's been lethal stealing bases. We'll watch him here closely. I'm sure Bangs will watch him just as closely. Now Jonathan Kim's up. Here's first.